I'll show you how to crochet a raspberry stitch. Look at those cute berries. And it's also called a bobble stitch, but you can make kind of a whole pillow cover fabric like this, or just a row of these raspberries for a cute headband. There's lots of different things you can do. Or with this, I could keep going with it and make a scarf, a narrower bunch of raspberries. For it would be a winter scarf, because this makes pretty solid, heavy material when you get a few rows done. I'm using a size I crochet hook, and what you want to do as sort of a practice, I'm going to just start with 22 chain stitches to show you how to get started with, could be a scarf. And I just got started without counting, so I'll have to go back and count how many I've done so far. This isn't very raspberry colored, but it'll contrast so you can see what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Okay, we're going to do, the next row will be a row of single crochets, so we won't start in that first chain, but the second chain from the hook, and we'll work a row across these chain stitches with a single crochet in each one till we get to the end, which I will do while this is on pause. Okay, I'm almost to the end. I have 2 more chain stitches to work a single crochet in. 1, and here's the last one, 2. After that last single crochet, work a chain stitch, turn it around, and then skipping that first stitch in the second stitch, work another single crochet on this second row, and now we'll work our first raspberry stitch. And what you do on these raspberry stitches, or bobbles, is you yarn over and you pretend like you're doing a double crochet. So pull it through, yarn over, and pull it through again. Leave the last 2 loops on the hook. Then you yarn over, and in that same stitch you do the same thing. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Now I have 3 stitches on my hook, or loops, and now I'm going to do the same thing. Yarn over, go in that same stitch, pull it through, yarn over, pull through those first 2 loops, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll keep repeating this. This is the last one until you have 5 loops. So yarn over, go on the same stitch, pull it through, yarn over, pull it through the first 2 loops. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 partial double crochets on my hook, and then you yarn over and pull it through all 5 loops. Then kind of pull that tight, and you've just made the cutest little raspberry. They're adorable. Pull that through. Yeah, just make that snug, and then in the next 3 stitches you'll work a single crochet. 1, 2, 3. So between each bobble or raspberry stitch, you'll work 3 single crochets. Now this next stitch right here, I'm going to work another raspberry. So yarn over, pull your yarn through, yarn over, pull through the first 2. That's the first partial. Now I'll do 4 more. 3 more. excuse me. Just pull it through the first two on your hook all the time. Yarn over, pull through the first two. I've got 4, I need one more. 4 loops on my hook. Pull through the first two. No, it does almost, it gets caught a lot. When you have 5 loops on your hook, that means that you have done 4 partial crochets. And yarn over, pull through all 5, pull it snug, and then we'll do 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. Okay, I'll show you, we'll work one more of these together. Yarn over, the next stitch is going to be a raspberry stitch or bobble. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Yarn over in the same stitch, pull it through. Yarn over in the first 2. Same stitch. Yarn over and pull it through the first 2. Got 4, I need 5 loops on my hook. Yarn over, we'll do one more. Yarn over, pull through the first 2. Now I've got the 5 on my hook, which means I have completed 4 partial double crochets. I can yarn over and pull through all 5, pull it snug, and then in the next 3 stitches I'll work a single crochet. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to work a couple more of these raspberries and finish up this row. I've worked 2 more raspberries and I'm at the end of the row where I'm going to be working 3 single crochet stitches in these last 3. 1, 2, 3. Now you'll do a chain stitch, turn, and work a single crochet, 1 single crochet, and now, not just one, we're going to be working a single crochet all across this row. Every other row do you work the bobble stitches, and then the in-between rows there's a row of single crochet. So this row is my single crochet row that you'll just work a single crochet all the way across. Oh, look at those, how they just pop out. They're adorable. And now at the end of my single crochet row, I had one left to do. So when you do that last one, do a chain stitch. Just do 1 chain at the end of each row. And now I am going to do another raspberry row. So second stitch, you'll work 1, work a single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets, and now we'll work a raspberry. So yarn over on this one because it's a partial double crochet stitch. And through the same stitch, you'll keep working. You'll work 4 partial double crochets all in the same stitch. Okay, there I've got 5 loops on my hook. 4 partial double crochets will leave you with 5 loops on your hook. When you've got those 5 loops, it's time to yarn over and pull it through all of them. Pull it snug, then do 3 single crochets like we did our first row of raspberries. 1, 2, 3. Here's one row, and then these go in between. And the next row, they just kind of all fit like a nice little berry cluster. So I'll finish working this row, and then the next row will be a row of single crochets all the way across. So just remember, it's a single crochet, then your bobbles or raspberries, single crochet, and then the raspberries, single crochet, and the raspberries. And in between each berry are 3 single crochets. That's the pattern. At the end of this second row of raspberry stitches, you'll be working, if you have chained the same amount to start with, the 22 chains, you'll be working a raspberry stitch in the second to last stitch on this row. So it was a little bit different than the first row that we did. And how many do we? One more. Pull it through, and then I'll finish the row off with just 1 single crochet and a chain. Turn, and now I'll do my whole row of single crochets. On the third row of raspberry stitches, here's a single crochet. You'll work the raspberry in the second stitch right after that single crochet we just did. And got 5. We're done. Now it's the same. It's just every other row of the raspberries. This first row, turn it around, and when you're working the raspberry stitches, those rows, the raspberries are facing away from you, so turn it around. This first row, when we started, we did a single crochet and then the raspberry stitch. The next row, we did 3 single crochets and then the raspberry stitch. And so this third row of raspberry stitches is back like this first one. It's 1 single crochet and then the raspberry stitch. So after I finish this third row of raspberry stitches and then come back with a row of single crochets, the fourth row of raspberry stitches will be 3 single crochets and then like this, and then the raspberry stitch, so that again it will be staggered. Here we have 5 rows of raspberries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can keep going with that and do all kinds of fun things. And as I was crocheting this, I was thinking, my daughter, her in-laws, actually grow yellow raspberries, so I looked it up online. And there is a golden raspberry, so I wasn't so off doing these raspberries as I thought I was. There are red raspberries and there are golden raspberries. Now we will maybe try the hairband. Okay, to start a hairband, what I've done is I've already done 60 chain stitches to start with, and I don't have a daughter that's handy right now, so I'm going to have to do this myself and show you what I do to size a headband. So chain a bunch of chains. Like I said, I started with 60, and then just, if it's for yourself, actually put it and see if it's tight or too loose, it's too long. This is feeling a little tighter than I'd like it, so I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do 5 more because it was really pretty close. And then you test again. And you just want it snug, not tight. That feels about right. So I'm going to do a slip stitch, slip this together to make a ring. When you slip stitch your long chain rope together, make sure that there aren't any twists in it. Tail out of the way. That it was straight. Then work a chain stitch. And now all the way around this circle you'll work one single crochet per chain stitch all the way around. I have a couple more single crochet stitches to do before I'm at the end of row 1, round 1. I'm going to slip stitch into this first chain that we started this round with and work another chain. And now I'm going to do about 15 or 16 single crochets. And this is because where we just started and did our slip stitch to put the ring together, and then where we just ended row 1 and started row 2, that's going to be the very back of the hairband. And on mine, I don't want raspberries underneath my hair because they just kind of poke out. And so I want it flatter. So on the underneath side of the hairband, I'm just going to do single crochets and leave the raspberries or bobbles off. So this first 15 or 16 single crochets is how we'll start this round 2, and it will be how we end the round also. And how many have I done so far? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think that'll be plenty. So in this next stitch, I'll work a raspberry or bobble stitch, just like we've done before. The only difference on this is going to be the amount of single crochets we do in between each raspberry. Before we did 3, now we're just going to do 2 single crochets in the next 2 stitches. There's 1 and 2. Now we'll work another raspberry. Here's the first partial double crochet. Need more yarn. Second, third, and the fourth. Pull it all through all 5 loops. And the next stitch is a single crochet, and the next stitch is a single crochet. The next stitch is a raspberry, and I'm going to continue working. I've worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 raspberries, and I didn't finish, and then I worked single crochets after that, and I've done 15 single crochets, and I still have 2 left, so one side of the back of this will have 15 single crochets, and the other side will have 16, and I'll slip stitch in this last stitch, do another chain stitch, and now this last row I'm going to do a row of single crochets, but I'm going to use a hook that's 2 sizes smaller than the one that I started with. And you'll just do a single crochet all around to finish it off. I've worked my single crochet all the way around, and now I'm just going to end with a slip stitch in the last stitch, and now cut the yarn and pull it through, pull it tight. Now because hair bands are being pulled and stretched so much, I just want to, here's the other yarn end on the other side, I want to make it doubly secure. So I'm going to pull that to the inside, and I'm going to bring this one to the inside and then tie them in a square knot just for added security so it doesn't come undone. Pull that really tight, and now I'll just weave in my yarn ends and trim them. This one's coming unafraid, so I'll give it one more to go under. And now this one. Oops. About 3 of those should do it. Now I can cut that one. And there you have a raspberry headband. These are almost, this color is like almost ripe raspberries. But really cute. I think this raspberry or bobble stitch is just ultimately adorable.